I didn't really think it was going to work. I thought it could work with us. Maybe I could talk to the wounded warriors, stuff like that. But there's no way I can go out and get the general public, especially with the war still going on, to go up there and tell them what happened to me and make them laugh about it.
All right, I'm Steve Rice. Since I don't know you guys, I should probably address the whole leg thing. Back in 2003, I was involved in a pretty aggressive study abroad program with the United States Army in Baghdad, Iraq. It didn't go well.
One thing you do that's great right from the start is you referred to your leg right away, but it wasn't just that you did that. It was you had this tone of, I know what you're all thinking, and that sets everyone at ease. So always think, what are they thinking, and be the guy that has the to say it.
It's very interesting, all this the stuff and getting that out there about, you know, your injury and thing. But I wouldn't cater your material mostly to that. I would just move on past that. You have that way you're not painting yourself into a corner of just being the comic that served time overseas.
I was just thinking about the it didn't go well joke. Like if you did it even stronger and a little bit angrier, I think it would get an even bigger laugh because it was it was such a funny moment to me. I agree. It just really made me laugh because I could see I could see in your eye that you were like even angrier than you were letting on. I just sort of saw that little bit of an edge of a guy who's a little bit off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like that, you know, that makes for good comedy.
It's kind of like a baby panda. You know, they can be cute and cuddly, but if you touch them the wrong way, they're gonna claw your damn face off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I can take out the hemorrhoid story easily, because that's a joke that I'm not overly confident with.
The install the loincloth, you have to figure out why. Is it unnecessary, or is it something I need to do to make it better?
It's going the right direction.
Yeah.
It could be getting worse. If I thought it was something I would potentially want to use in front of people, I sent it, everything, you know, and I felt confident that if it sucked, he was going to tell me, or if it was good, he let me know as well.
I always felt like talking to the audience is a waste of time, you know? Oh, yeah. But some people are great at it.
That's kind of my nervous habit when I stray.
Where you're from, yeah.
Right now I'm in Los Angeles doing some more stand-up comedy. That I would send him jokes that I had written or premises that I had.
And some of Rob's material that I would read, if I thought it was really great, I would put it on Facebook and say it was mine. I hope that's okay.
My father used to, and he still does tell jokes, but I don't think he's ever told one properly, which is great. My brother told him a joke that his high school team was named the Nads, and every time they'd run out on the field, they'd yell, "Go Nads!"
Oh, I tried to tell that joke so many times. It was absolutely ridiculous. I don't even remember how I messed it up, but I know I sure messed it up every time. Or I would go out there yelling, "Yay, Nads!" And people would look at me like, "What's funny?" I said, "Oh yeah, go Nads, go Nads." Yeah. And then they look at you like you're a real jerk. That's why I don't do stand-up and Joe does.
We're here for Comedy Warriors. It's a very exciting project. They're showcasing traumatic injured veterans who are using humor to heal, and their tagline, "Healing Through Humor," is very moving and very motivating, and I'm still a little pissed they've rejected my tagline, "Come out and laugh at the handicapped."
Dealing with pain is the most difficult thing I've ever had to negotiate around. Pain that's uncontrollable is, by definition, painful and miserable and exhausting and overwhelming and can take over every facet of your life. And when I lost joy in doing anything, I couldn't even enjoy sitting around and playing with my newborn son and just watching him discover new toys or new sounds or whatever it was. I really wondered what was the point. I started seriously contemplating suicide. Suicide is the only option for people whose pain outweighs their coping mechanisms. And if I'm not even getting any joy out of the greatest experience of life, then why am I still bothering? and I realized that I was still bothering because he deserved to have a dad around.
You know how I know the government's running out of money? Last year, I applied for Social Security disability. Got denied. Twice. Yeah, that's logical. That makes sense. Yeah. The reason they gave me was my condition was not expected to continue for over 12 months. Which was good. That's good news. I'm expecting some growth here soon.
At first, when my mobility was severely limited by being in a wheelchair, it's a little bit easier to get downtrodden about, this sucks, I can't do anything. And I just talked about it with my friend at the time. I don't really feel sorry for myself anymore, but it's just that release of what you're bottling up that makes you, kind of be like, okay, yeah.
I'd never rowed before injury. It turns out that there was a program in DC that teaches people how to row without legs. I was pretty good, so we kept going with it, and I was competing. And now I'm gonna see if I can make the national adaptive rowing team. The only way to find out what you are capable of is to try and do something that you want to do.
I'm 60% disabled from post-traumatic stress disorder. But you get a lot of anxiety and you get stressed out, different situations, the unknown. Like when at a grocery store. I go to the same grocery store all the time here, and I know where everything's at in the store. I can make my list according to the way I maneuver through the store. And I have to start in the back and work my way forward. And I have to do routines. Otherwise, my anxiety kicks in, the heart starts racing. I feel numb, like I'm in this own world, and just everything around me, it just feels like you're being held down.
I'll get anxious about certain things. It could be even driving in traffic or trying to get to the airport on time or dealing with just stressors in the household. It's a fight, I think, to constantly try to keep that in check, the protective side, and it's easy to bubble up and get angry about stuff.
Without a doubt, I have some form of PTSD, and it's considered an anxiety disorder, which is why I have issues with large groups. Some of the techniques that my therapist and I have been working on to deal with stressful situations, I was also using just to deal with the nervousness of waiting to go on stage. And they help, the deep breathing exercises, they helped calm me down a little bit.
I know that there's obviously some dark hours that these gentlemen have spent, and there's no, to find a funny way of telling that to the audience is a real art form.
In case you're wondering, yes, the carpet matches the drapes. But it still works. Right, guys? If it didn't work, I wouldn't be up here telling jokes. Nothing would be funny.
And of course, you're going to ask when you're the sole survivor, why me? Here I was, the old guy, been doing this for years, and you got these young kids in the vehicle with you, and you're the one that lives. You got the guilty feeling for that. I wanted to not let the guys down that didn't make it. If I sat there and was mad about everything every day and felt sorry for myself and just hid in my house and turned away from my family, I'd be letting them down. I gotta live my life to the fullest, because that's what they sacrificed for our country to be able to do that.
Bye, you guys. Thanks again. Thank you.
I have to say, there's a part of me was really nervous. I was going, oh, this is the worst position to be in. I'm going to be sitting in the audience. I'm not worried about the three of you. You've been through hell and back, and I'm worried about, well, I got to get up. I got to walk 3 blocks. It's also, I have empathy because it's weird. It's really weird for you, but it was great. God, it was really fun, which is good because it could have made for a long day.
It was awesome because it doesn't. I don't know, you make somebody off the street laugh and that's fine, but somebody who's been in this industry for, 30, 35 years, and he finds what you're saying funny it's just incredible.
I think it helped energize me again. You know, comedy's like, is this gonna work? You know, am I still working at it? And you see that energy from these guys when we feed off each other to bring it up to the next level. We challenge each other, and we're given those tools by these A-list comedians, the writers helping us out, tweak stuff a little bit here and there.
Well, the best advice I've ever gotten in stand-up is what my dad told me, and I don't know how he knew, because he's not a stand-up, but he once told me, only tell the jokes that you like, and only keep the jokes that they like. And that's kind of always been my compass. You don't want to tell a joke that you don't like, but you think they'll think is funny, because when that bombs, you feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world.
I remember I was doing a show and I was like, God, I've been doing these jokes that I don't really even like, but I'm gonna try to, the things that made my friends laugh and make me laugh. And I hate to sound so cavalier about it, but the audience. Just do what you think is funny.
My main advice to anyone who wants to do this is that you do it. You just get up as often as you can, whenever you can, and do it over and over and over again.
It's like anybody that does any kind of writing, just rewrite it, rethink it, redo it.
Get up on stage, just keep doing it. It's the only way.
It's just find that hometown club and go up as much as you can, every chance you can, and it will happen.
You have to just get on stage. You have to, and there's terrible shows, and to realize that a lot of times it's not your fault for not doing well. It's just the geography of the room. It's really hard to tell a joke in a cemetery.
No, they know it was war. Tell them it was Korea. You look really good for 75.
I ate nothing but fish heads and kimchi. I would have screwed Ronald McDonald for a hamburger. I would have screwed Wendy for a hamburger.
Is sex better after divorce? You're having sex with a person whose guts you don't hate. I would say, yeah, that's better.
He's like, hey, Lieutenant Rice, why you not speaking the Arabic? Arabic is a beautiful language. English is English.
Like, knock it off. He's like, what's wrong with you? So I have PTSD. So well, you should have wore a condom.
I've done a bunch of public speaking before, and always afraid when you get up there that the audience is just going to laugh at you, and now I'm afraid the audience isn't going to laugh at me. Looking at the names that have been on that stage is pretty cool.
Everybody inside that little room in there is expecting to laugh when you talk. That's a lot of pressure, but I think after our rehearsal today, it's going to go really well.
The Burning Man wave.
Jackpot.
You realize if he steals jokes, he is a one-armed bandit.
Yeah, should be fine as long as I say everything right.
If you stay around his matter anyway, just go with it.
Yeah.
And if you fall down, it's okay too. I'm gonna be right there for you. Yeah. I'm gonna pick you up.
As long as I don't fall down, everything will be fine.
I'm gonna put you back in the nest.
All right, next time I come on the stage, guys, is your first comedian warrior of the night. Everyone, the very funny Rob Jones, everybody.
Thank you very much. Everybody having a good time tonight so far? Good. It's great to be here in LA, the city where 50% of the people are actors, or 50% of the people are realizing that they're not going to be actors. I was reading a study, and they found that kiwi makes your semen taste better. Now, I understand why they would want to figure that out. I mean, the ability to go up to a girl, ask her her favorite food, and tell her your semen tastes exactly like it. It's a huge leg up. But I just don't know how they're going about discovering these things. This is just like two guys in a lab, 2 cups of semen just sitting there. One of us is gonna have to. All right. All right, here we go. Okay. Ooh, that's not a kiwi. That's not bad. That's pretty good. It's like a smoothie. It's delicious. They go out to the streets. They take it out to the streets like one of those Coke Pepsi taste tests. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please put on this blindfold and tell us which mystery liquid tastes better? But then I was reading in a book later, and in that book they said that if you have diabetes, your urine smells and tastes like sugar. Who are the people that are just volunteering? You know, I'm gonna see what this stuff tastes like. They have the guy there. He's going, all right, to subject number 1. Oh, no, you don't have diabetes. You're fine. You're a very healthy individual. Been eating a lot of asparagus. Yeah. I can tell. All right, give me the next one. All right. Ooh, oh, that's not bad. Sir, you are severely diabetic. Oh, you probably got about 2 weeks to live, but this is delicious. Give me that vodka. I got a mixer here. All right, that's it for me. Thanks. Comics you saw. Come on, make some noise.
I wasn't really sure how well it was going to go. It went over a lot better than I thought, though. Better than I was expecting. Everybody was really receptive.
Thank you. How's it feel?
Good. It's a little, I admit, tad nervous going up, but.
You didn't see it. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
see it at all.
I mean, that much. Not even.
Dude, you're like the best.
Hey, thanks for coming too.
No, thanks for letting me out. Don't you love it though?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a feeling like nothing else. You know, you have so much more stuff though. You know, I mean, I've read like 3 solid pages, which is, you know, single space solid pages. He's probably got a half an hour that he could do if he wanted to.
Okay.
She's 8 months pregnant. 4 minutes, you'll see a red light on the microphone.
Okay. All right. Doris Smith. Right. Okay. All right. Thanks. You ready to rock? I want you to put your hands together for Miss Doris Smith. Yeah, baby. How's everybody doing? That's right. Yeah. So like you said, my name is Doris Smith, and I'm involved in a program called Comedy Warriors. Now, you might be looking at me and saying, yeah, why is she standing up here? Just to be clear, this is not my combat injury. I was a good girl growing up. I was the president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I didn't party, didn't drink, didn't do drugs, didn't believe in premarital sex. My idea of a good time was hanging out with my Southern Baptist youth group, singing praise songs, and playing I Never with cups of iced tea. If we really wanted to get crazy, we'd start singing and dancing to Amy Grant, that divorcee. I am a recovering addict for a year now. Just in time. I discovered that insanity and addiction go hand in hand. I would hear these stories about people robbing pharmacies. I'd say, that's a really good idea. So I'd have these fantasies of storming down the aisles, swallowing all the pills I could get, and washing it down with NyQuil. But then my Southern Baptist upbringing would come in, and I'd start feeling guilty. I forgot to say grace. Thank you so much.
Hey, Peanut, you did well. He likes performing. Like, you probably, seriously, you're gonna see like fists punching out because he's like, yeah, let's go.
You know, you give her a note and she takes them well. She incorporates what you did.
Just tell Judd Apatow that and I'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a mark of a good actor.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, like they were saying, you know, you kind of want to, you're like, okay, can I go again? You know, it's really addictive.
And give a big hand for Steve Rice. Give me that,
Good, huh? Thank you. What is up, guys? A good night so far? I am Steve Rice. I figured it would be good to start this night by explaining the reason for why I only have 5 feet, 5 toes. See, back in December of 2003, it's a pretty interesting story. I was involved in a pretty aggressive study abroad program between the United States Army and the country of Iraq. And as you can see, it didn't turn out too well. Okay? You know, ever since I lost this leg, it's been kind of hard to keep weight off. So this year I made a New Year's resolution. I dropped 20 pounds. It's pretty aggressive. But I decided to get there by buying the P90X DVD series off TV. Have you guys seen it? P90X rock! P90X, you know that somebody in the front row here, you've probably been sitting on your couch at like 4:30 in the morning all off because your guy just got voted on Survivor. So you're like shoving like Ben & Jerry's ice cream into your mouth. P90X comes on, P90X rock! Because P90X, they tell you that if you do 90 days of intense physical exercise, you're gonna come out on the other end looking like a supermodel. Whatever. It's been going pretty good so far, but there's definitely one DVD that's come to make me sort of uncomfortable. It's a yoga DVD. I know it's LA and you guys probably all do yoga, but if you're a man and you're doing yoga, you need to stop it immediately because it's very dangerous. I'm serious. The reason why I say that is last Tuesday night I was in my man cave and I was doing P90X yoga and it was going along really good until I got to this move called Crouching Tiger Hidden Penis. I'm gonna go ahead and show you so you don't get involved in the same trap. Basically what you do, you gotta drop down low, hands go on the floor, ass is in the air. You can see the problem already, right? Because your is really close to your face and your butt. And for a guy with 2 legs, it's real dangerous. And for a dude with 1 leg, it's like suicidal. And like last Tuesday in my man cave, like I almost sexually assaulted myself. You know, the yoga's going on and I slipped and fell, the fake leg gave out and I ended up in a heap on the floor. I come to and there's like man parts like right here. It's not funny. So yes, I was blown up in Iraq. Yes. Things are better now. You know, a lot of guys when they get blown up, they question, you know, things like religion, you know, how could this happen to me? I really don't do that. You know, I was raised Baptist. Any Baptists here? Yeah, that's right. And my grandparents, I call them violently Baptist. I took a lot of beatings for a lot of that I didn't do. Like, you know, 3 of the main things. You can't dance, you can't drink alcohol, yeah, and you can't have sex before marriage. What? You know, I met my wife 3 years ago and she's Catholic. And so it was right then when I learned the hypocrisy of religion because not only do Catholics drink alcohol, they get drunk. And they dance. Most of the time they dance while they're getting drunk. Now the whole sex before marriage thing, it's still kind of a gray area. But if you do decide to do it, they don't believe in contraception, so you don't have to wear a condom. So it means it feels a lot better, which brings me to my next point. 6 months ago I had my first baby. True story. There's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you
when you have children. Like if you're at the hospital, they don't send a nurse home for the first 2 years of that kid's life to show you how to change diapers. And like there's things I want to know. Like how do you get shit out of suede? I don't know. If your baby throws up, what do you do? What do you do? You can't just take them back. Your wife fires that kid out of the birth canal, and then they're hustling you to the door, like waving goodbye, like try not to kill your kid. For those of you that don't have kids and you're planning on it, be advised that for the first 3 months of that baby's life, they're gonna what looks like seeds. Seedy like sesame seeds. It like totally freaked me out. I was like, man, this kid's like sick. But we didn't like check with a doctor. What I did is I came to the same conclusion that probably all of you would do. It's gotta be magic poop, right? Yes. So what did I do? I took about 1,400 of those diapers and I buried them in my backyard. It's now April. I'm thinking about May time. I'm gonna have a nice little cabbage patch out there. This is kind of off topic, but do you all think that there's a possibility that somewhere in Iraq right now, there's a terrorist with my leg going, "Hey, Lieutenant Rice, I got your dead leg. I got your dead leg." This little terrorist went to the bomb store. This little jihadi went boom. Your little toes are no longer ticklish. I'll have 76 virgins soon. That's all I got, guys. Thanks a lot.
Oh, man. It was the best I've ever seen you do.
Really?
How did it feel?
It was fun. It was good. I threw that new one in at the end. I thought they'd get some like shock value. It's like it's good to be done, but like I said, I could definitely go back up and do some more. Yeah, it's good. It's a good night.
Give him a big hand, Joe Koshkeshta. Hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Thank you very much. I find when I meet people, I like to tell them right away that I'm an amputee. But I want to tell them in kind of a fun way so they're not creeped out by it. Like last night, I was out at a bar and I was hitting on this girl, and I looked at her and I said, "Hey, I've got 1.5 feet." She was impressed. And I said, "Would you like to see it?" And she was intrigued. And I reached down and I started to unzip my pants from the bottom of the cuff. She was excited. And then she was very disappointed. And then we went home, and she was really disappointed. But I find every time I go out and I pick up a girl and I take her home, invariably she won't get along with my wife. Which causes me no end of strife there. I should explain, I guess, that my wife's actually bisexual. And she's made it very clear to me, since I travel a lot doing this comedy, that if while I'm away, if I pick up another girl, that's fine as long as I call her and tell her about it. And she says it seems only fair because while you're away, I'll be sleeping with other women. There's no punchline. I'm bragging right now. But after my injury, I came home and I did a limb salvage attempt, and almost 2 years later, they amputated. And I talked to the doctors and I said that since I'm Jewish and my religion's very important to me, I'd like to have my leg returned so I can have it buried. And they agreed, and it's now buried in my hometown of Baltimore, in a lovely little grave. From Baltimore? Sorry to hear that. It's buried in a very lovely little grave with a nice little gravestone, and it says, "Here lies a bit of Joe. 78 to 2005, more to come." But about a month and a half ago, I had to have emergency surgery to have my gallbladder removed. And I had to go back to the grave and now dig like a laundry chute into it. And now it just seems I'm constantly going there and chucking stuff in, the gallbladder, my wisdom teeth, my hair, my sanity. That thing's filling up quick. And basically what it is I found a way to die on an installment plan. Because I mentioned I'm Jewish and I'm offended paying full price for anything. That's just for my Israeli fan right there. I am actually a professional Jew. Professional, like as any other kind, right? I mean, come on, you're not going to find a Jew who's a plumber, an electrician, or any other type of union skill like, I don't know, carpenter. Well, there was that one guy. And we recently discovered in one of our secret meetings that Jews have, the issue that we had with him, it wasn't what he was preaching, it was, hey, this guy wants us to work for a living? Trying to become a fakakta accountant here, I ain't lifting a hammer. But like I said, I am a professional Jew, and I found a way that is going to work really well with American culture to make money. And I'm writing a book on how to lose weight. And I'm very excited about this project. It has guaranteed success rate, requires no diet, and no special exercise. Essentially, each chapter is another bit or body part you don't need. I lost 25 pounds when I had my foot off, 4.5 ounces when I had my gallbladder out, and thanks to internet porn, I lose a full ounce a day. And let me tell you, taking that stuff to the grave is exhausting. Thank you very much. That's all my time. I wanted to tell the audience to shut up. They were laughing too much, and I was like, I'm going to run out of time. You guys got to be quiet.
So were you nervous at all?
Yeah, I always am. I was talking a lot of game earlier, but no, I'm always terrified to go on stage. Oh, I just got laughs, so I'm not going to bed, and I'm up and wired, and this is awesome.
He is a very funny man. His name is Bobby Henlon, and how he introduced himself to me was, I'm a well-done comic. Please welcome Bobby to the stage.
You should see the other guy. You see, it's actually a rare birth defect. You see, yeah, unfortunately for myself and my brother, my mother had to work through her pregnancy at the circus as a fire eater. Now she thinks she has a right to complain to me about her acid reflux. I mean, obviously, I came out a light-skinned, burnt guy. My poor brother, he just came out flaming. I remember my brother first came out. He sat the whole family down. He was like, "I'm gay." Like, no shit, Captain Obvious. You've been playing with Barbie since you were like 6 years old. My dad took it the worst. He's just pacing back and forth like, "Walk it off, son, just walk it off." My mom was actually happy. She was relieved because she was afraid, he was gonna say he was Catholic. Like I said, I was in the Army. I did 4 tours in Iraq. Thank you. Crazy, it took me 4 tours and an IED just to figure out my lucky number was 3. Over the last 5 years, I've had 45 skin graft surgeries. Now, I don't know if you guys know what skin graft surgeries are, but basically they take the good skin and replace the burnt skin. Like essentially they make a skin quilt out of you. I've had so many skin grafts, I can't tell my ass from my elbow these days. It's ridiculous. Like for instance, they took my stomach and they put it on top of my head. Now I gotta pick a lint out of my ears. I get a headache when I eat too much. That's not even the worst of it. I got a butt face, lips, and I have to manscape my crotch eye.